Yep, I mean,
The
hello.
OG, the
Hello,
OG
by the way.
path.
Hello.
Hey,
How's it
Fog,
going,
I was
man?
coming to you. I just wanted to get this story started because it's a long one.
Yeah.
OG MVP. I mean, the OG part of this grand finals was rather contrast to that of their opponents, right? When you were building your expectations, your power rankings, where did OG sit?
I had them pretty far down. I had them at least like top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have exceeded expectations to an extent. Not quite in the ad Finem category.
Yeah, definitely not in the ad Finem category, but still, they're playing very consistent. Like we said, they may have had like a bit of an easier road down the line. Not obviously versus EG, but they made it look kind of easy earlier today.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
really did.
There wasn't that much of a spotlight on OG as well. Everybody was looking to
It's true.
see EG and Virtus Pro. They were the big names coming in, and they kind of flew slightly under the radar, just like Digital Chaos in a way as well, which is what they said they like. But then Digital Chaos, we just saw them going up against ad Finem with ad Finem coming in as the underdog, and underdogs, you know, they are the winner of majors, it seems.
Yep.
Well, we are going to be crowning a winner of the major very soon. This grand final is about to be going down, and you can't get a grand final started without grand finalists. So please, the Wang Theatre, I want you on your feet, I want you stamping them, I want you making as much noise as possible to welcome 2 of your favorites. Ad Finem first, followed by OG, your Boston Major grand finalists.
As others fell, they stood tall. Cunning leadership and superb teamwork are their traits. And devastating execution is becoming their trademark. This spectacular squad powered through the playoffs, leaving a path of destruction that could lead them to a majors title. They've done the groundwork, but their limits are about to be put to the test by their last remaining rival. Weeks of preparation have led to this moment, and there is no room for hesitation. Their only guarantee is that without action, there will be no glory. The time has come to finish what they started. Welcome on stage, Ad Finem. Talent gives you the opportunity, but skill takes you the distance. This united team has outlasted and outclassed their competition, with flashes of brilliance worthy of a majors title. Now, they go head-to-head with their final adversary in an unforgiving test of their mental strength. The margin for error is small, but the rewards for success are immense. They must conquer their fear and harness their will. How they will be remembered in the history books is now up to them. Defeat is not in their creed. Is within their grasp. Welcome on stage, OG.
I don't know about anyone else, but there are certainly some nerd chills, some goosebumps, and a whole lot of excitement. Fogged, you just looked at me and kind of went, oh, God. You're getting pretty damn affected by this. Oh,
you
look at
guys
that.
can't see it, but there's a hard glisten right there of sweat from excitement. So yeah,
It's happening.
you can see a little bit.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. There you go.
Put him away.
Come on.
And instead, continue where we did leave off. It was just quickly summarizing some of the ups and downs in the story we've established up until now.
Yeah, I think we did look at the bracket really quickly, but it looked very like one-sided, you could say. There's
Sure.
a lot of 2-0s all over the place, but people, you should watch some of these games because these 2-0s don't dictate the story of what happened.
Yeah.
A lot of them were very, very close to being 2-1s, etc. So definitely looking back to like VP-IG, like the VP-EG series, all these type of things, like these 2-0s don't tell the tale of what we've experienced here at the Boston Major for sure.
Absolutely not. Of course, overcoming adversity first is Ad Finem. If you have just joined us, these are names you need to remember because they have stamped their mark on the Dota 2 scene. Look at that winnings total. 31.9K in their lifetime as a team. They've been established for a year, and yet now they're on stage for that first place $1 million prize pool.
I mean, basically, even if you come second, you already have $500,000 in your pocket.
That's correct.
So 5 players, approximately, like I don't know what that cut is for sponsors and manager and whatever.
Let's
but
break it down.
100K,
Get a pen and paper.
Stop it.
That's already so much more than what they made in their entire
Yes, it's
careers of
wonderful.
Dota 2. It's amazing to see the hard work and dedication and talent pay off.
And talking of talent, we do want to just quickly touch on some of the names that we have found ourselves chatting about. Ted, I mean, we did just close out that semi-final talking of Thug, but there's so many more names alongside his. Who springs to mind when I mention Ad Finem?
All of them. Genuinely.
Literally all of them.
But when we're talking about OG, the thing that springs to my mind is the difference between the captains of OG and Ad Finem is ridiculous. Like Fly and Spartan could not be more different. Fly is just very cool, very calm, completely collected. Spartan is the guy who I think he's going to headbutt that camera above his PC at any moment. He's smashing his keyboard, he's cutting his hand and everything. So yeah, don't actually do that. But yeah, it's crazy. He's completely different kind of personality.
And there's actually a different personality in their gameplay as well, right, Fogged? I mean,
About to say that, yeah.
jump in.
Yeah. I would call, like you said, a lot of these teams did research and everything. They probably weren't expecting Mad Finem to reach here. But if you do research, this team has a method that they kind of run, but it's more erratic, I would say. OG has a very clear-cut idea which way they do. Like me and Winter were talking about before, they like to draft these like either initiators on S4 majority of the times, or they pick him like a heavy team fighter in unison with the rest of their picks. So they, I think, I guess you could say maybe a little bit more predictable, a little bit more consistent in compared to Ad Finem.
Yeah.
So I think that's like maybe a strength and a weakness for both sides.
Well, while you're talking about OG, we should bring them up. This is the squad that have managed to, well, they bested some of the biggest titans of the upper side of this bracket, for besting Evil Geniuses, besting Warriors Gaming, who surprised, and as well MVP Phoenix, all heads that did roll. No-Tail, Anna, S4, Jirax, and Fly are the 5 names that have come together to forge OG. And I mean, look at the contrast. How crazy is it that we have OG looking for a 3rd major and Ad Finem at their very first major?
And somewhere they're still very similar as well. Last year, Frankfurt Major, it was actually OG coming in as the underdog, making it all the way through the lower bracket. So they've been in the same position as Ad Finem. This is just a year down the line, if you will. Okay. It's great. 2 Cinderella stories in different times, sure, but it's still great to see them here again and both looking to make history.
I just think it's crazy that you think back a year ago, Ad Finem, when they first formed, like these guys have literally been to what, 2 tournaments total?
Well,
they went to
nothing this big either, right?
They went to Summit. They obviously didn't perform very
MLG.
well, and then 3. So MLG, and then now here, and they're at grand finals.
That I can't think of an instance in many esports that's actually happened.
No, there's a couple
Dota,
of Cinderella stories in Dota. I mean, OG is one of them.
OG is one of them.
There's Speed Gaming at an MLG as well.
There you go.
That lost all their matches on one day, but then came back. But this is nothing compared to that.
Well, so generally in those kind of teams, you've got like with OG, I mean, they still had Fly and No-Tail. I mean, these are like legendary players in their own right. Moon been around forever, and all right, Miracle and Crit were like relative to No-Tail and Fly. But now, I mean, the entire Ad Finem roster, you could say, are like breakout stars now as a result of this one tournament. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, you have it. And one of the breakout stars that I do want to highlight, I believe, features in our matchup. We do every time select 2 players who will be bashing head to head, and the amount of times we've been seeing Skylark, the amount of times we have been seeing him in the MVP, his face staring us with his death stare.
Yeah,
really,
he's ready to kill.
really is that stare, dude. Look at
He
that.
is ready to kill.
I mean,
is
if we're
gonna
talking about
murk me.
hungry teams, that is a hungry stare right there. Actually, Skylark, it's really funny because at Finem, Dream League, well, not last season, but the season before that, so
Sure.
like March or something, Skylark was probably one of the weakest players that at Finem had to offer.
Absolutely.
And he was the one that was not holding them back. But you know, if you were to look at Finem as a team, you would not say that he was their star player. If you were to rank them, he would not come high. And he has just stepped it up so much. It is so amazing to see that this team still has so much growth in them, and that's amazing.
I think it's great that we bring him up too, because this segues into a thing that I want to talk about.
Go on.
How EG wants, or how OG really wants to approach playing versus Finem. I think after watching those 2 games, watching the last 3 games they played, you need to get rid of this guy's Nyx Assassin.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was too good. It was
Too
way too
good.
good. Yeah.
He
It was
played
huge.
it like perfect positioning, landing 3-man, 4-man stuns all over the place. Like that's something to fear. That's something that OG is definitely going to be looking at coming into this series.
While rocking double invis, which our whole panel was like, ooh. Still got them to the grand finals. It really
Yes.
did. And now this is going to be a very intriguing segment because it is, of course, where I ask my analysts for predictions. And there is always that question of whether it's with the head or the heart. But I'm going to start with the man who actually has
It is
a
no
team name in
longer.
his
It
pocket.
is no longer just saying it with the heart. If you say it,
Okay.
they've proven themselves.
Yeah.
They've demonstrated their skill. They've demonstrated absolutely an ability to win this tournament. There is no way that you can say this is a gamble or they're like outsiders. These guys deserve to be here. They've outplayed people. They haven't played some boring style of game. They haven't sort of found some little niche way of dragging games out and somehow squeaking out a win. They've dominated games. And these are big teams that they've dominated. So I'm going to say I'd Finem all the way, baby.
Add Finem all the way.
They already
baby.
had it there for him before you even
They
finished
do.
speaking. They're like, look at this guy.
Let him monologue. Damn
a
it,
lion.
PGL.
I mean, that was such a convincing speech for me. I'm all in too.
Yeah,
Go
dude.
on.
Let's do it.
I mean, just put it up. It's fun. Come on, put it up. You don't even need to wait.
Say
I'm
it.
always put in this position.
You are.
Yeah.
I swear. You
You
guys
are.
just
But-
make me want to go for the other team.
But stop. So
Vlad,
Rigged.
Vlad, put it up. Don't
explain
no,
your.
don't ask him. Put it up. Come on.
I was going to ask you to explain your thought process here. While you're trying to work out who you want to predict, a best of 5 between OG and Ad Finem. Use that brain of yours, Fog. What have you got for me?
I think I'm
out
cursed,
loud.
to be honest.
Think out loud for me.
I think I'm cursed. Every single time that I've gone with a team, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go against my heart. I'm gonna go with my head. Like you said, of course, that's gonna be changed up a bit here, but I've gone against my heart, and I've been wrong every single time. So you know what? Vlad knows it. I know it. I have to go at Finem.
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
Okay, so we have also been in this situation before where the whole panel says something and then Alex says the other and then actually is the other.
Alex.
There's no way out, is there?
Alex,
You have to.
You cannot do this. All right?
So, Ad Finem, you are. While you were saying that, Ted, while you were doing your monologue, I was thinking about it. Ad Finem have beaten a Zhao 8 team in a full best of 3.
Yep.
We're talking one of the most highly regarded leaders and captains in China. They then proceed to 2-0
Yep.
Digital Chaos, a team that people had in their top 3.
in like 5 minutes, by the way.
In basically
Yep.
5 minutes, blink and you miss it. So I guess you're right. The case has been made. We'll go full. We'll go full Ad
Yeah.
Finem.
So anybody that sees these predictions at Finem, I mean, they got a lot of hype behind them, but we are selling OG a little short.
Absolutely. I think that.
Yeah, to
I
be
think.
fair.
I think this might even be like
51,
50.
59.
I think maybe
41,
51-49. I actually think maybe OG has like a slight favor, but you know, I'm going. I have to. You know, you have to.
Yes.
You have to.
OG just
understand.
very convincingly beat Evil Geniuses.
Yep.
And
Don't
Evil
forget that.
Geniuses looked so good.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they looked good yesterday, didn't look as good today. So that's there. But I think OG still, they looked solid. They look like they have a plan. And I think that they're not going to come in here with, okay, so previous game, Digital Chaos, it seemed like they didn't have a plan against that Finem. It's like, let's see what they have. And then it was too late to think about it. I think OG is very well prepared. They